Hey friends, it's Julie Golding-Page, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in St. Stephen, New Brunswick, Canada, along the tidal Scoodic or St. Croix River, the traditional territory of the Passamaquoddy. And I'm grateful they share this beautiful place with us. Today I have a card for you that's using almost entirely discounted items from the last chance list. So almost everything you see here, except for the ink I'm using today, is going to be on sale right now. So let's get right to our card. It's a really interesting design this time. I got the idea for this design from another demonstrator named Brie Kathleen. She didn't make exactly this card, but she makes ones that use the technique I'm going to show you today. So I decided I'd try my hand at it. First of all, I'll show you the stamp set we're going to be using, which is Sunshine Vibes, and it is on sale right now. And I should mention too that any of these sale items, as soon as they sell out, they will be gone for good. So if you want any of them, make sure you get to them right away. All right, so let's use the stamp Hello. So this is a cute stamp set. It's got hello, thanks, sending good vibes, and darling. So all kinds of nice ones, and then you can do sunshine and other things with it too. It does have matching dies that make rainbows. So if you're into rainbows, I love rainbows, as you can probably tell from my outfit I have today. I love these colors. You may want to look for the dies online too that match it. So again, it's called Sunshine Vibes. So first of all, we're going to start with our piece of paper here, which is about 3/4 of an inch tall. And let me see, how big did I make it? Let me just measure it for you here. 2.5. So it's a 3/4 of an inch tall and 2.5 on the horizontal there. And I'm going to be using Cajun Craze ink. This is the one thing that is at the regular price, that and the adhesives, I should say. Although a number of the adhesives are going to be going up as soon as the new release of products comes out on May 5th. So you may want to get some of those before that all happens. All right, so we're going to stamp this over toward the left side, but leave just a little space. And we're going to hold it down for several seconds so the ink has time to transfer. And then I'll just pry that off there. So I love using Cajun Craze because it makes a lovely bold sentiment. All right, so let's close this up right away. That's the only stamping we need to do today. So it's really easy for stamping. And I'm going to clean up my stamp now using this, which is our Simply Chamois. And I love it because for all these colored inks that Stampin' Up! Has, you can use this foamy chamois that you can buy from Stampin' Up! They're not expensive. You can tell I've used mine a lot. You just run it under water until it's pliable like that. Wring it out gently like a dishcloth, and then you can stamp right into it. So you're just cleaning with straight up water, which is really nice. So all of the colored inks that Stampin' Up! Has are going to be water soluble. All right, so let's put our stamp away. I find that since they're clear, it's hard to find them on your desk afterwards and they stick to other things, so I always like to put them away immediately. All right, let's construct our little label there. So on this end, I cut in and made it chevron shape. So let's see if we can do that on the camera so you can see what I'm doing. So you cut into the middle, and then you meet the middle from each side so that it makes it kind of a uniform look on both edges. And you just meet there in the middle, and voila, you've got a very nice chevron shape. All right, so we'll just put that aside for right now. We don't need it at the moment. We're going to give these scissors a workout though. So let's get to our next steps. So this card is made with a number of items on sale, and I forgot to bring over my paper. Let me grab that. So I put a couple of papers on my page earlier this week and asked which one you'd like me to make a card with. This one is Thoughtful Journey, and again, that's a sale item right now. Let me show you a few of the patterns here so you can see kind of what it looks like. So it's got so many colors, and they're all these watercolor designs, which are beautiful. And you can just use them for so many different things. You can see I've cut mine up. You can use pieces of them like I'm going to do today. You could use an entire sheet on scrapbooking if you wanted. Here's another one that I cut in half. This is beautiful. Look at that. So simple, but so nice. Wouldn't take much to make a card out of any of these, actually, because they're so pretty. And what's on the other side of that? Oh, yeah, very nice as well. Lots of lovely spring colors as well. So again, that's called Thoughtful Journey. And it's one of our sale items. So what we're going to do is take our panels and we're going to make them all distressed. So here's how we're going to do that. You're just going to take the blade of your scissors, hold very firmly on your paper, and then gently run down the edge of your paper. You can see I'm creating like little bits of paper, almost like lint on the side there. And you can do it as much as you like. It depends on how much of a distressed look you're really aiming for. But even a little bit will give it this extra bit of texture. And you can kind of get better at it as you get going. And you'll get a sense for what you like best. So I'm just going to keep going here. I'm going to do this pretty quickly so that I don't keep you too long for the video. And also just to give you a sense that really it doesn't need to take that long. And even if you cut into it a little like I did there, no big deal, because the whole effect is just this distressed look. And really it will just make it look that much more interesting. But it does make a lot of lint. Look at that. So I'm going to just empty that off. Let's do this one as well. So all I did to make these panels was just choose a sheet from that Thoughtful Journey paper, and actually I cut it in half. I cut the sheet in half, and one side I used for this piece on the left, the other side is the back, so I used it on the right. So I just used the same sheet, two halves of the same sheet, and so this whole card is made with just one sheet of paper. So that's really nice. When you just need to use one 6x6 paper, you get the best bang for your buck out of your paper. And especially now that it's discounted, you really get a good deal. So I would love to hear if you've tried this kind of distressed look on cards before. I got it from a demonstrator named Bree Kathleen, who puts her projects online. And I really liked the look of it, so I just thought it would be so fun to give it a try. And this does take just a little bit of time, but honestly, I think it's worth it because it makes it look really cool when you're done. And it doesn't take any extra money at all, and you can just transform your paper into something that looks rather different from what you started with, really. And you can add more distress to it as you go if you really want to. So while I'm going here, I'll just tell you I have also a couple of new clubs. One is my Paper Pumpkin Club, where we're going to be able to meet together as subscribers. If you subscribe with me or are on my team, you can meet with me once a month and we'll just get together and construct our kits. And also I'm going to be having an alternate class so that it'll come with extra supplies so you can get even more out of your Paper Pumpkin kit. So I'm looking forward to that. Another thing that I have going on is a in-color club. For my in-color club, I am going to be including a free class with it. And information about all these clubs is right here on my Julie's Craft Attic page or on my website at juliescraftattic.com. So if you want to know more, just send me off a message. I'd be glad to send you the right page. And I'd be very happy to help you out. All right, we're almost done with this. You can see it takes a little time, but it's actually pretty quick. All right, and then we have one more. Now this one I embossed. So this is Peach Pie, the cardstock, and that is on sale as well because the color is retiring at the end of May the 4th. So the cardstock is on sale right now, and so is this beautiful embossing folder. which is this one here, and it's called So Swirly Embossing Folder. And I'm sad to see it go because I've used this one a ton. It's a really big one, so you do need the standard size Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. You can see it's huge. Look, it's way bigger than a card. In fact, you can do 2 panels at once in it. And that's exactly what I did today. I did both these panels at the same time when I embossed them. So this is on sale as well. And again, it's called So Swirly. So I'm just going to put that back in the package here so I don't forget what I did with it. There we go. And we're going to distress the edges of that too. So here we go. Now, once we get all this distressing done, the rest of the card is pretty simple. You'll see how easy it is to put it together. After you emboss, you don't have to use your die cut machine for anything else. And you saw I just cut into that a little bit, but again, you're not going to notice that when you put it on your card. It's very forgiving. You don't have to worry. And I love that card making always has a fix. There's very seldom where I have to start all over again. Usually I can fix it if I've done something I didn't quite mean to do. All right, let's get all this lint off our workspace here. So you might need the vacuum after this. There's going to be a lot of little bits of paper on the floor. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to construct our whole card front like that. So we're going to take our panel here. And this one is just a little bit different in size, so we're going to put that on there. Here we go. So I'm just using Stampin' Seal. You could use multi-purpose liquid glue, you could use tear and tape, whatever you prefer. Any of the adhesives will work really well on this. So there's our panel. See how cool that looks with the distressed look? And then we're going to adhere this one to its white panel. And again, I'm going to use Stampin' Seal here. And get that on there. All right. Okay, and then we're going to position them on our piece of paper here, on our So Swirly embossed paper. So I'm going to put that one kind of over there, and then this one is going to overlap it like that. So here's kind of the look. You could do it the opposite way if you like that side better. You could put it over there, and that would be totally fine as well. It really doesn't matter. It would work both ways. But let's go with the way that I had it before, just to keep consistent. So we're just going to use our Stampin' Seal again here. And we're going to put it about equidistant from top and bottom. There we go. And now we're going to put our Stampin' Seal on here. And we're going to put it over toward the left edge. All right. Let's move that in just a touch. Like that. And here's our lovely panel. So look how cool that is, hey? Isn't that neat? And now what we're going to do is we're going to take our ribbon, another sale item. So this is gold and white ribbon, and it is 3/8 of an inch tall. So that just gives you an idea. And we're going to stretch it across and cut it, just so it's a little bit bigger than our card. And then we're going to dig out our glue dots here, our mini glue dots. And we're going to adhere the ribbon to the back of the panel. So I'm just going to put a glue dot on one end and a glue dot on the other. And I recommend this as the best thing to hold on ribbon because it's a dry glue and you can target those little dots, and it's really, really useful. I find it a very good choice for ribbon. The liquid glues can work, but I find they're very messy with ribbon and they take a long time to actually dry. Whereas the liquid glue dries really fast on paper, but it doesn't on fabric, and so I prefer to do it this way. All right, so now what we can do is take our card base. So this is just basic white thick cardstock. We're going to use our bone folder on that just to get a nice crisp fold. And we're going to use our Stampin' Dimensionals, these little hexagons, to give it a little bit of dimension. I put 4 on the corners like that and 1 in the middle because when you mail a card, the machines in the post office do press down on them. And I find they sag in the middle if you're not careful. So I like to make sure that I pop up the middle of the card as well as all of the edges. So we're just going to kind of center that as much as we can and stick that on. All right. And then you'll see that I have this nice oval shape. Well, it's from something else that's on sale and going to be disappearing soon. So it is this oval punch, and I'm just going to flip this button up to open it, but you put the paper in the thin end, not the thick end, okay? So here's my paper. I'm just going to feed that right into the end here so you can see it. Then you know where you're punching, and that's it. So that was easy. So this oval punch is a really nice one. There's the shape of it. I forget the whole title of it. Let me just find it for you. Here it is. Here's the packaging from it. It's called the Modern Oval Punch. So again, that one is on sale too. And we're going to take our Modern Oval Punch. We're going to turn it over, our punched out item, and we are going to apply some Stampin' Dimensionals to the top and the bottom. And I'll tell you why I'm doing it that way. I'm putting them on the very top and the very bottom because I'm going to put the middle about right here so that they're not adhering to the ribbon, and then they'll kind of shift up and down with the ribbon. They'll adhere to the paper itself, and then they won't move. I personally like that. It's kind of a pet peeve of mine if I see them moving around on the card. It feels like it's not as stable, even if they're stuck down firmly, so I like to do it this way. All right, let's put that where? Maybe about there? Okay. Then we're going to take our ribbon again, and we're going to feed it through right over here. And you'll notice I'm tying it right on the spool here because I find you end up just wasting more of it if you tie it off the spool, if you cut it first. So I like to just do it this way, and then there's very little waste when you're done. Let's see. Hopefully we can work it out so it'll be good. A nice clear cut. There we go. So that's all the waste I have. So that's why I don't cut my ribbon first. I find you can just get a lot more out of it if you don't. All right. So there's that. Now we're going to take our little label we've made. We're going to put more of those little hexagon dimensionals on there. Just a couple of them should do. They're very sticky. They don't dry out in my experience at all. They last really, really well. We're going to put that right there, kind of overlapping the end. And then there's one more step we have. And the one last step is to add our little embellishments. So these are another sale item, the 2024 to 2026 in color flat pearls. So all of these colors will be retiring at the end of this month. Well, actually on May 4th. So if you want anything in these colors, I'd get there right away because they do tend to sell out by the time they retire. So this is Summer Splash, Petunia Pop, Shy Shamrock, Pretty in Pink, and that's Peach Pie. And so we're going to use Peach Pie. I'm just going to use these medium size. Well, I think I have room for a big one. Maybe I will put the big one on here this time. There's a large one. And then we'll put a little one, just a medium one, I guess. And then a smallest one. And we'll put it right beside it. See if I can line it up there so that they're straight across. And that, my friends, is our card. So I hope you enjoyed this project today. If you'd like to learn more about card making or any of the things that I offer, I can serve your needs anywhere across Canada, and I have some online as well as in-person events. Please do let me know if there's anything I can do to help, and I hope that you have a wonderfully crafty week. Bye for now.